Discover the miraculous power of sigils. 7 sacred steps to divine manifestation and healing. In the cozy little village of Elderswood, hope mingled with despair as Anna clutched her son Joseph's tiny hand. His bright eyes, once sparkling with mischief, now held a distant gaze that broke her heart. The local doctors had run their tests and offered their best, but none could explain the mysterious illness that gripped him. Each day felt like an eternity. Whispers of doom shadowed her every thought, yet flickers of hope began to emerge as the townsfolk gathered at the chapel, their prayers rising like fragrant incense to the heavens. They lit candles, each flame flickering with devotion, illuminating the village green with a warm, sacred glow, reminding Anna that she was not alone. The air buzzed with holy anticipation when word spread of a great pastor arriving for a revival. Anna felt her heart quicken. She had heard tales of miracles, the blind seeing, the lame walking, and here was her chance. The first night, she found herself mesmeric in the pastor's passionate words. "Discover the miraculous power of sigils," he exclaimed, eyes ablaze. 7 sacred steps to divine manifestation. Each word resonated deeply within her, lighting a spark, a reverberation of hope igniting her weary spirit as she listened. A divine energy thrummed around her like a chorus of angelic voices. People wept and shouted in joy, feeling the air charged with something more than just ordinary breath. The pastor announced that certain symbols, sacred sigils, could channel divine energies and bring forth healing. Fastening her grip on faith, Anna leaned deeper into the teachings, even as doubt tried to seep into her heart. Days passed, and as if guided by unseen hands, Anna discovered an ornate pendant tucked away in the attic. The sigil etched upon it glimmered like 1,000 stars on a moonlit night. Saint Hilda, a symbol of protection, had been her grandmother's cherished saint. Holding the pendant, Anna felt warmth pulse against her palm, and visions of hope entered her heart. Each of the 7 steps called to her soul, whispering promises of healing. Compelled by this newfound knowledge, Anna rallied her neighbors at the chapel. Together, they joined in a circle of prayer, their voices weaving a tapestry of faith. With each step of the sacred practice, they laid bare their vulnerabilities, their fears unspooled into the air like ribbons dancing in the wind. Gasps filled the room, the air tingled with anticipation. But then came whispers of skeptics drifting through the village, and doubt began to loom, curling around their shared hope. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. The atmosphere grew thick with tension, but as Anna kneeled, surrounded by her friends, the unexpected happened. A brilliant light, warm and enveloping, washed over Joseph, illuminating him like the dawn chasing away the night. Gasps echoed. Hearts raced. The community held its breath, tears shimmering in their eyes. As Anna witnessed this miracle unfold, a wave of serene understanding washed over her. She needed only faith. But questions swirled in her mind. Was the sigil the true vessel of healing? What grand design did the divine have in store for them now? The answer lay tantalizingly ahead, just beyond their grasp, beckoning them into an infinite journey of belief. The room shimmered as the light enveloped Joseph, and in that moment, Anna sensed a deep stirring within her soul. It was as if heaven itself reached down to touch the lost corners of her heart. The warmth radiated outwards, binding everyone in the chapel together, their collective faith binding like the strongest cords. "What just happened?" whispered one neighbor, eyes wide with awe. The pastor stepped forward, his presence commanding yet gentle. "Brothers and sisters, what we see before us is no mere chance. This is the work of the divine, alive and active among us, igniting faith where hopelessness tried to dwell." His voice surged like a tide, lifting the heaviness that lingered in the air. Anna knelt closer to Joseph, her heart pounding with both fear and faith. Could it be? Was her little boy truly being healed? Could the sigil be an instrument of Goddess grace working in them? Questions spiraled. But there, in that sacred moment, she felt whispers of reassurance flutter through her mind. Trust, he is near. With renewed courage, she stood. Let us continue, she urged her friends, her voice breaking but unwavering. We must proceed through the sacred steps. Together, united, let us offer our prayers and our hearts. Let faith be our guide. The candles flickered wildly as they resumed their circle, each flicker amplifying their prayers. As they delved deeper into the sacred steps, the atmosphere shifted into something tangible, as though the air itself was pregnant with promise. Step 1. Announced Anna, recalling the pastor's teachings. Set your intention. Let us speak what we desire, believing that our words hold power. One by one, the townsfolk began to voice their desires: healing, hope, light in dark places. Their words intertwined like a melody, rhythmic and strong. With every voice, Anna felt her spirit lift, a buoyancy that defied the weight of doubt. The pastor moved among them, placing a hand on Joseph's head, whispering fervently, "By the authority of heaven, I declare healing. May this sigil be an anchor for the truth of your condition and a vessel for Goddess love." At that moment, a hush fell over the group. The chapel, once thrumming with intense energy, became still. They could feel the very presence of the Almighty hovering close, and Anna caught a glimpse of the radiant sigil, pulsating with divine energy. Let us see what God will do. A voice broke through the stillness. Laughter bubbled up from children who had witnessed the glow. Anna smiled through tears. Beauty danced amidst uncertainty. All together now, Anna called as they approached the next step, each heart brimming with faith. But just as they were about to proceed, a sudden gust of wind swept through the open doors, extinguishing some candles and leaving shadows to play tricks upon the walls. Gasps filled the air, insecurities resurfacing as some began to murmur of doubt once more. "Hold fast," Anna cried, her voice slicing through the air like a beacon. "Faith is not blind. It is a choice to trust in what we can't see." She threw her head back in determination, heart pounding. Was she bold enough to believe without proof? Did she have the strength to push past those shadows wrapped in doubt? "Dear Lord, guide our hearts and light our way," Anna prayed silently, feeling a lightning bolt of inspiration strike within her. The warmth from Joseph's previous light began to stir once more. They were on the brink of something extraordinary. Would they linger in uncertainty or step boldly into the unknown light? The pastor beckoned for silence, eyes glimmering with fervor. The way forward requires courage. Are you ready? With bated breath, the village held their collective heartbeats as they leaned into Anna's question, preparing to cross the threshold into the next sacred step, a step towards healing, faith, and divine revelation. What would they discover as they moved deeper into the unknown? Would it be mercy or perhaps challenge? The weight of the divine hung thick in the air, and they yearned to uncover the hidden mysteries waiting just beyond the veil. The pastor's voice broke through the tension. Step 2. Gather strength in unity. He extended his arms, beckoning the congregation closer, and everyone obeyed, drawn together by an unseen force. The air hummed with expectancy. Anna felt the pulse of the group, a single heart, a shared spirit. Each face mirrored her own, eyes bright, lips parted in silent prayers. The flickering candles, though diminished, still held a soft glow, illuminating their path through the shadows of doubt. "Let us join hands," Anna instructed gently, reaching for Joseph's small, warm palm. His grip was tight, showing both fear and hope. As each person clasped their neighbor's hand, a surge of energy illuminated the circle, stronger than before. A wave of warmth washed over them, and for a moment, Anna felt as if she could fly, lifted by the sheer force of faith binding them together. "Together we are stronger than fear," Anna exclaimed, her spirit soaring. The pastor nodded, his eyes sparkling with encouragement. "Now, let us raise our voices in praise and gratitude. For it is in gratefulness that we unlock the door to miracles." They began to sing, a melody spilling forth like rushing water. Each note resonated in the sanctuary, reflecting off the walls and filling every crevice with light. Anna closed her eyes, letting the harmony envelop her, feeling each lyric forming a bridge to heaven. Suddenly, the atmosphere thickened once more, a profound weight settling on their souls. The sigil shimmered palpably at the altar, drawing their attention. Like a magnet, it beckoned to them, promising revelation. All at once, a prophetic voice rose above the melody, an elderly woman standing tall, her weathered face alight with conviction. The sigil carries truth from days long past. It was conceived in the spirit of the faithful. By embracing it, you call upon the ancient wisdom of Goddess love. Anna felt chills spread across her arms. A rush of clarity emerged amid the swirling uncertainty. The sigil was not merely a symbol. It held the experiences and prayers of generations, love poured into creation, waiting to be awakened. Step 3. Release what binds you. The pastor instructed, pulling them back to focus. To heal, one must let go of burdens that weigh on the soul. What doubts or fears do you carry? Speak them out. Bring them into the light. With the pastor's call, an uneasy murmur passed through the group. Hesitance mingled with hope. What will people think? One voice whispered behind Anna. But in that moment, courage welled deep within her chest. Speak your truth. Release it, Anna urged, eyes fierce. We are a family bound by faith, and we will carry each other's burdens. One by one, they began to share the heavy stones they had been carrying, the pain of loss, the shadow of regret, the chains of fear. The words spilled forth like water from a broken dam, each phrase lifting a burden off the heart. Anna listened intently, her heart breaking and swelling at the same time. As they confessed and released, she felt a lightness within herself as if shackles broke free. With each shared sorrow flowed a flicker of healing light in the chapel. It was as though the burdens were igniting sparks of hope. The pastor moved among them, fervently waving his hands. Do not hold back. Watch how the light transforms the dark. At this point, Joseph tugged at Anna's sleeve, his innocent voice breaking through the clamor. Mommy, I feel happy. His wide eyes sparkled with childlike wonder, cutting through the heaviness, and she held him a little closer. Could it be that the boy, in his purity, sensed something divine happening? Could age-old barriers of pain melt before the innocent faith of a child? Step 4 is upon us. The pastor bellowed, excitement bubbling in his tone. But Anna's heart raced. What would the next step reveal? They were dancing upon the edge of grace, poised to leap deeper into the miraculous. What awaited them as they dared to trust even more? As the cooling air wrapped around the chapel, shadows danced unpredictably, and Anna felt a spark of both fear and excitement. What more would God unveil in this holy gathering? The air grew thick once more, pregnant with possibility. Uncertainty swirled right alongside their faith, and the journey toward revelation still stretched ahead. What divine truths might rise from the deep? The anticipation tightened her throat as they bravely prepared to embrace it all. Step 4. Embrace the unknown, the pastor declared, his voice steady with conviction. The energy in the room shifted, crackling like static electricity. Anna felt it in her bones, a stirring that both frightened and exhilarated her. She caught a glimpse of fear etched across some faces, but most met the challenge with resolve. Trust that Goddess wisdom outshines our understanding, he continued, his hands open as if inviting something larger than themselves into the space. In surrendering to the unknown, we align ourselves with divine purpose. Anna looked around, feeling the palpable tension. Every person in the circle was poised on a precipice, each clutching their personal history's stories of joy and heartache. What might happen if we truly let go? She wondered. Closing her eyes again, Anna took a deep breath, absorbing the warmth of those around her. She thought of Joseph, his innocent spirit buoyed with happiness. What would it be like to meet tomorrow without fear? She whispered to herself, filling the air with quiet determination. Let us close our eyes and let our hearts speak, the pastor encouraged. Breathe deeply. Feel every pulse of life among us. Allow the Holy Spirit to guide your thoughts, revealing what we must see. Silence enveloped them, a sacred cocoon where hope swirled and blossomed. In that stillness, Anna felt her worries shift, no longer looming giants but mere shadows dissolving in the growing light. Gradually, a soft murmur rippled through the congregation as more people began to share the burdens they were leaving behind. Doubts, fear of judgment, a life weighed down by material struggles, all offered to the altar of their shared experience. A middle-aged man's voice broke through the silence, husky with emotion. "I've been afraid of being seen. It's in my weakness that I find my strength." His words struck a chord, resonating with the essence of vulnerability that unites human hearts. "Yes," Anna responded, her own voice gaining confidence. "Freedom comes in knowing we don't have to walk alone. This is our circle of courage." With every story told, the energy grew richer, a sacred tapestry woven from threads of pain and hope. It was beautiful, raw, and undeniably divine. Tears glistened in eyes, hearts unshackled from wallowing doubts. Laughter sparked as someone shared a moment of pure joy, blending in with their testimony like sunlight piercing through clouds. "Hold on to this moment," the pastor urged, guiding their attention back to the sigil at the altar. "What you're feeling, the healing, the shared power is real. It signifies a breakthrough." Anna's heart raced. The sigil's light pulsed, casting radiant reflections on their faces, illuminating hearts that had felt like broken vessels only moments ago. Could they capture this feeling of unity? Step 5: Celebrate transformation. The pastor proclaimed, his voice climbing higher. "Let us not only release but also celebrate the rebirth of our spirits." A spontaneous cheer erupted, ringing through the chapel. Voices rose in songs of gratitude, laughter mingling with cries of triumph. Anna felt lighter than air. She couldn't help but clap her hands and dance in place, rejoicing in the healing that had begun to bloom within her. Suddenly, the vibrant energy in the room shifted again. Anna noticed the dim light from the sigil grow brighter, flickering like a flame reaching for the sky. It was as if the very atmosphere responded to their joy, a divine acknowledgement, a promise sealed in their collective faith. "Be open," the pastor shouted over the joyous noise. "The Spirit is moving. Don't hold back what unfolds." What was next? What wonders awaited this open-hearted assembly? As they celebrated the moment together, mountains of doubt began to quiver, each person trembling in anticipation of what might rise to meet them through a journey they had not yet completed. And all Anna could think was what miracle would dawn in the light of their unity. The energy swirled thicker, a tapestry of hope wrapping around Anna and everyone present. It was hard to keep their feet still, and laughter bubbled up like water bursting forth from a hidden spring. The pastor's eyes sparkled, alive with a spirit that seemed to shake the very foundation of the chapel. "Step 6, my friends," he cried, lifting his hands as if to catch their joy and amplify it. "Share the gifts you've received. Our transformation is for the world. When we open our hearts, we unleash the divine potential rooted within us." With those words, a wave rushed through the assembly. Voices became free, shouting testimonies, sharing glimmers of breakthroughs that had previously felt unreachable. One after another, miracles unfolded in the stories shared. A woman spoke of how a strained relationship with her father had begun mending, words unspoken for years, now spilling over with love and forgiveness. "God is real," she exclaimed, wiping tears from her cheeks. "I never believed these fragile threads of doubt could weave into a tapestry of hope." Encouraged, Anna felt her heart swell. She stood taller as she shared her own story of struggle, cascading words of transformation. It was a minor step, but the discomfort of vulnerability opened new doors within her spirit. "Every moment we celebrate together, we become vessels of divine love," she concluded, her voice rising above the jubilant clamor. People leaned in, captivated by one another's journeys. Fears were voiced, yet in their openness, they found strength to lift each other higher. Anna glanced around. She saw faces transformed, busy unraveling layers of shame, freeing brilliant spirits waiting to shine. Amidst the unfolding joy, Anna felt the energy shift again. She caught sight of the sigil pulsing like a heartbeat, a beacon of light grounding their celebration. There was something powerful in that simple emblem, a visual reminder that they were a part of something larger, a divine dance of grace. There's a secret within every soul here tonight. The pastor spoke softly, his tone shifting to invite holy reverence. Each one of you carries a divine spark. Each testimony shared adds fuel to that fire. Now, let us seek to ignite the world. What began as individual stories was quickly morphing into a choir of divine promise. As hands clasped in prayer and worship, hearts opened wider, inspired by an unseen force surging through every corner of the room. Anna felt it deep. The love between everyone bloomed into magnificent clarity. Their voices harmonized, rising in unison, a melody that stirred even the shadows lingering around the edges. Joyful and defiant, they sung praises, lifting every hope upward like offerings in a gentle breeze. In that moment, Anna found herself looking directly at the sigil again. It pulsed with warmth, vibrating with energy that seemed to echo the thoughts of thousands. It wasn't just a symbol. It stood as a gateway to possibilities. Each beat filled the room with warmth, resonating deeply in her internal core. But just as quickly as it began, an unexpected hush fell. The laughter quieted, leaving behind an almost tangible stillness, an awe-inspiring pause. The pastor, sensing the shift, stepped forward, eyes darting from face to face, acknowledging the tension and electricity in the air that brimmed with promise. "Are you ready?" he asked, voice low. "Are you ready to open your hearts wider and step into the flow of divine purpose?" Anna felt her breath catch. This was the moment they had been leading toward. The sacred unknown flickered at the edges of consciousness, waiting for their collective response. What was waiting just beyond the veil of their anticipation? Would they find the depth of what awaited? As the congregation nodded, hearts thundering in agreement, Anna could only wonder what divine breakthrough loomed on the horizon. Ready to be revealed? The pastor's gaze wrapped around Anna and the congregation, a gravitational force drawing them into the stillness. She could feel the weight of everyone's anticipation, the excitement teetering on the edge. It felt like standing on a precipice, poised to leap into the abyss of the unknown. "We have journeyed far," he continued, his voice echoing lightly like a breeze rustling through leaves. "Now we will face whatever lies ahead, together." As his words settled, Anna felt a whisper of curiosity and expectation rise in her chest. "What is this divine purpose?" she pondered. Her heart raced, not with fear but a vibrant eagerness. The sigil flickered softly, an ever-watchful guardian of their hopes. "Let us stand together," the pastor urged. "Place your hands over your hearts. Feel the warmth radiating from the sigil. Let its light flow through you." With hands gently placed, Anna could feel the warmth pulsing, gentle, yet insistent. The congregation seemed unified, forming a web of energy. Each person swayed in unison, a living homage to faith. It felt as if they were no longer individuals, but threads weaving into a single tapestry. She closed her eyes, allowing the presence of God to envelope her, letting the sensations flood in this sacred moment. Ripples of soft energy began to surge through her. Memories flashed, moments of doubt, hurt, and separation, transforming into symbols of resilience and grace. The threads of her past danced like flames, alive with possibility. "Together we call forth the miracles within us," the pastor said with a rising fervor. His voice had become like a river flowing, drawing them into deeper waters. "I am ready," Anna whispered silently, her heart echoing the sentiment of many present. The pastor raised his voice higher. "We declare healing. We declare love. We declare purpose." With every declaration, she felt the pulse of the sigil sync with her heartbeat, each word an invitation. She envisioned aching hearts being mended, dreams once lost resurrected. Hope surged around the room, drawing every soul into this symphonic moment. Suddenly, a woman near the back began to sway, her voice rising in spontaneous praise. One by one, others joined in, their spontaneous worship building a crescendo. It was a wave, a tide of faith washing over any remnants of fear and doubt. Goddess promises are alive. Someone shouted, and Anna caught their eye another spark of shared understanding. Tears glistened as they all connected deeply, united not by silence, but by vibrant proclamations of faith. And then, just as the exaltation reached a peak, Anna felt a change within herself. It was a gentle lifting, as if the burdens of her past began to slip away, like feathers caught in the wind. In that moment, she saw her future shine before her, a tapestry, not just of her struggles, but vividly bright with divine possibility. Remember, the pastoress voice cut through their joyous cries. Each of you is ignited with the flame of purpose. Do not hesitate to carry that flame into the world. Prepare for the miracles that lie ahead. The room fell into a deep hush, an echo of reverence washing over them once again. Anna clutched her heart, breathless with realization. She felt the boundary between the sacred and the mundane melting away, merging into one shimmering reality. The weight of their prayers lingered in the air, now sparking with possibility. We will find the strength to transform the mundane, she thought, her spirit pulsing with enthusiasm. But in the stillness of knowing, something began to shimmer in the corner of her vision, a glimmer, almost imperceptible yet undeniably present. What was it? What more awaited through the tapestry of the Sigils' light? As the pastor watched their faces, the energy swelled again, and Anna felt the pull toward that glimmer. It was beckoning. Would they all leap into the unknown together, embracing a new miracle yet unseen? The pastor's voice sliced through the stillness like a beacon, rising with fervent anticipation. Open your eyes. Embrace what the Spirit is revealing. His command stirred the room, and eyes fluttered open like petals to sunlight. Anna felt a jolt of energy pulse through her body as she surrendered to the moment. The glimmer she had felt before intensified, shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence. The sigil throbbed, radiating a vibrant glow that filled the room, casting beautiful shadows and bathing everyone in its divine light. Suddenly, a hush fell over the congregation. Every face turned, drawn to that light. It felt alive, a heartbeat of its own, calling them to remember who they were meant to be. A stirring began in her core, a voice whispering to her, "Step forward, Anna. Step into your purpose." The woman who had first swayed now stood at the forefront, her arms lifted, a well of joy spilling forth. "This is our time. The moment we rise." Her words rang with conviction, each syllable igniting hope. Anna sensed a shift, as if the air vibrated with promise, unveiling pathways previously hidden. The pastor, seeing the ripple of excitement flutter through the room, raised his hands in encouragement. "Let the Spirit guide you. Test the waters and watch the miraculous unfold." Anna, feeling her heart race, took a small step forward. She felt a surge of connection with the woman beside her. Together, she thought, and it was as if her resolve was shared by each person present. She felt their hearts beat as one, a rhythm echoing through the sacred space. "Let us declare freedom," the pastor shouted, and it flowed through the crowd, each individual adding their voice in a unified chorus. "Freedom! Freedom!" The air thickened with power, each shout resonating deep within their souls. As if in response, the sigil flickered wildly, its glow bathing them in rapturous light. Anna felt an overwhelming presence, like a warm embrace enveloping her. The pastoress' voice turned tender, a soft melody in the midst of their fervor. "God delights in our unity. He weaves through us, creating beautiful mosaics of purpose. Trust in His plan." Anna raised her hands, feeling a burning desire to encourage others. "We can carry the light," she called out, her voice buoyed by the Spirit, "and bring healing to this world." Someone echoed, setting off waves of affirmation that flowed through the congregation like a wildfire of faith. In that moment, Anna realized they were part of something greater, a movement of love and transformation, not just for themselves but for the world outside those walls. Her heart expanded, filled with light and an inexplicable joy that spilled over like a fountain. But as their worship soared, Anna glimpsed something at the edge of her vision, a flicker of movement outside the church, a shadow flitting between the trees. The unease within her swirled, a question lingering like a mist upon the dawn. What awaited them beyond the embrace of the sanctuary? The world is waiting for the flame. Someone shouted, reigniting their fervor. Would they venture forth, carrying the brilliance of the sigil into the darkness beyond? What awaited them in the fresh air, in places unvisited and hearts untouched? The congregation buzzed with excitement, not knowing the challenge that loomed outside. Anna felt the pull, an urgency coursing through her veins. It was a beckoning, pulling her toward the unknown, and she knew, deep within her, that this was only the beginning. A wave of resolve surged through Anna as she stared into the unknown, igniting a flicker of courage inside her. The pastor's inspiring words echoed in her heart, urging her toward the door. We are destined for more than this moment, she thought, scanning the faces around her. Each individual glowed with the same divine energy, eyes bright with determination. This was the call they had long awaited. The pastor, sensing the congregation's eagerness, nodded towards the back of the church. Let us step into the light. The world is thirsty for change. Those words sent a ripple of excitement through Anna. The ache of longing that had been gnawing at her was finally met with action. She felt the Spirit weaving through the collective, binding them in faith and purpose. With her heart racing, she knew this was a moment to embrace, to break barriers, and to step forward into the unfamiliar. As the doors swung open, a soft breeze kissed Anna's cheeks, laced with the scent of blooming wildflowers. The world outside was alive, but as she stepped further into the light, the flicker of the shadow returned to her thoughts. It felt ominous, as if something awaited them beyond the threshold. Fear not, shouted the pastor, stepping onto the grassy expanse that stretched before them. Our power lies in unity, in love. Together, we can ignite the flame in hearts yearning for hope. A murmur of agreement washed over the group as they formed a line behind him. Hands clasped, they followed Anna into the rejuvenating sunlight, and she felt this surge of energy spurring them on. Suddenly, a rustle in the bushes drew her attention, and the shadow rushed closer. Her breath caught in her throat. Yet, she stood firm, knowing the light within her could drive back the darkness aiming to consume them. The Spirit spoke clearly in her heart. Every shadow flees before the light. It was a gentle reminder, a truth she clung to fiercely. With the congregation gathered in a tight circle, Anna raised her voice with fervor. Let us shine his light. Our hearts are full of love and courage. The pastor turned his face toward the heavens, his voice rising in a powerful prayer. Lord, we ask for your guidance as we enter this world. Fill us with your Spirit and let our steps reveal your love. Anna felt the ground pulse beneath her, a resonance that vibrated deep within. Each emotion poured out from their hearts and formed a colorful tapestry of devotion that stretched toward the sky. Together, they cried out, together in his name. As they drew nearer to the tree-line, a palpable tension hung in the air. Anna held her breath, aware that they were on the brink of a revelation. Would the power of their collective spirit break through the darkness lurking just beyond? The words of the pastor echoed vividly. Endure, for what awaits us may surprise and transform us in ways we cannot yet fathom. With each step, Anna felt lighter, her worries melting away under the weight of hope. She sensed the shadow lurking nearby, watching, waiting, but she also felt the determination of each soul beside her. What could possibly await them in the unknown? Would the flame they carried ignite the world beyond? Or would it instead kindle something new within? The air buzzed with anticipation, thick with prayer and possibility, as they approached the heart of the woods. Let us go forth, she encouraged, her heart buoyed with faith. A moment of silence fell, where even the wind seemed to stop and listen. Something divine was about to occur. Would they discover the miraculous power of their faith? Leaving the comfort of the sanctuary behind, the group ventured deeper, not knowing the true magnitude of the journey that lay ahead. And then, in that sacred stillness, Anna could feel it a stirring in her soul, a whisper that promised revelation just beyond the trees. The moments hung thick in the air as they stepped forward into the embrace of the woods. The massive trees towered above them, their leafy crowns swaying gently as if welcoming the procession of believers. Anna could feel the heartbeat of the earth beneath her feet, a soulful rhythm, calling to them, echoing their own fervent hopes. "Stay close," Anna whispered, her eyes scanning the shadowy depths beyond the sunlit path. She felt the warmth of the hands gripping hers, a quiet promise of support that traveled among them, a living testimony of faith. Suddenly, a brilliant glimmer caught her eye, a flash of light weaving playfully through the dense foliage. Hope surged within her. Was this a sign? Her heart raced with curiosity as she nodded toward the luminous glow. "Look, it's over there. Let us see what it is." The pastor sensed their excitement, urging the congregation into a more fervent energy. "Let us follow the light," he proclaimed, his voice soaring, lifting their spirits higher. As they drew closer, Anna noticed the warm light morphing into different colors, dancing like a soft flame, beckoning them to come. "The light symbolizes our spirit," she pondered, her thoughts drifting. "It is inviting us to awaken something extraordinary." Just as she was about to step into the glow, the wind shifted, carrying with it a subtle whisper, a voice that resonated in her mind. "Trust in the unseen, my child," it said, like a sweet melody lingering on the breeze. "In the depths of uncertainty lies your power." A wave of understanding washed over her. Each member of the congregation felt it too, their faces illuminating with sincerity, devotion, and unity. They gathered closer, brushing against each other in a sacred circle, their faith interlacing like vines entwined in a harmonious dance. The pastor offered a prayer, his words sincere and passionate. "Heavenly Father, we seek your light. Guide us to the truth sheltered within this forest. Show us what you would have us discover for the glory of your name." With those words, Anna felt the energy shift. It was as if the trees themselves leaned closer, sharing secrets from ages past. An electric charge buzzed in the air. The group held their breath as they awaited a manifestation. Was it hope they craved? Was it healing? Or perhaps the answer to a prayer long sought in the stillness of their hearts? In that moment, as they quieted their scattered thoughts and fears, the brilliant light flickered, then resettled, transforming into an intricate pattern that rested beautifully upon the ground. Anna gasped. It was a sigil, an ancient symbol glowing brightly in the dappled sunlight, each curve and line pulsating with divine energy. "Can you see it?" someone exclaimed softly, awe-filling their voice. "What does it mean?" Anna knelt to examine the sigil, her fingers hovering above its warmth. She felt an inward pull, an irresistible urge to reach deeper. Memories of faith flickered in her mind, stories of miracles, of healing, of revelations. "It's a call," Anna whispered, each word gentle yet powerful. "It beckons us to align with a greater purpose. Through this sign we can manifest what is needed for our hearts and the world." A tremor of anticipation rippled through the group. They stood at the cusp of something monumental, a bridge between their world and the divine. "What do we do now?" someone asked, glancing nervously at the sigil. "Pray," Anna responded, her heart blazing with resolve. "Let us ask for clarity. Let us unite our intentions, our spirits, and see what unfolds before us." As they settled into a circle once more, each heart echoed with longing. Would this sigil unlock the doors to healing, to understanding, to hope? Anna's spirit soared as she found herself surrendering to the mystery and beauty of the moment. The air thickened with prayer as they poured their hearts into the sigil's light, and Anna couldn't help but wonder what miraculous transformations awaited them through this ancient call. Nothing would ever be the same again. As the congregation encircled the sigil, a stillness enveloped them, heavy with hope and anticipation. Each heart beat in concert, united by a singular yearning. Anna could feel the energy pulsating through the ground, flowing upwards, cradling them in a divine embrace. She took a deep breath, inhaling the fragrance of wildflowers mixed with the scent of faith rising from those around her. "Pray with conviction," the pastor urged softly. "Pour your hearts into this moment. God is listening." With their heads bowed, the prayers began to flow, whispers of healing, cries for strength, pleas for guidance. One by one, the villagers spoke. Anna listened intently, feeling the warmth of their words weave a sacred tapestry, binding them together in this enchanted space. As they uttered their deepest desires, Anna felt her fears dissolve, replaced by a blanket of peace that settled over her like a soft morning light. "Lord, reveal your will," she whispered, squeezing Joseph's small hand as he stood by her side, eyes wide with wonder. His presence reminded her of the power of innocence, the beautiful faith only a child could conjure. In that sacred moment, the sigil responded, its glow intensified, radiating brilliance that caressed every face in the circle. Gasps echoed as the light shimmered with colors unseen, shimmering golds and vivid blues, dancing around them like a celestial ballet. "Look, the sigil is alive," a neighbor exclaimed, eyes alight with awe. Anna's heart swelled as she took in the sight. Each pulse of light felt like a heartbeat, a reminder that something greater was at work. It weaved through them, an electric current of hope and purpose. Step 7. Trust in the divine flow, the pastor proclaimed, his voice rising above the reverent silence. "Let go and know that your faith is anchored in love. Trust, and watch what unfolds." With that, he clasped Anna's hand and led the circle to stand closer. The air thickened with expectancy, becoming a portal between their desires and what the divine might reveal. She felt buoyed by the warm light, the collective faith swirling around her, and took a deep breath to release her doubts, allowing her spirit to lift. "Dear Lord, we trust in your plan." Anna prayed aloud, stepping forward. "Show us how we can be vessels of healing, not just for ourselves but for this world in need." Then came a wave of murmurs. Everyone began to voice their desires together, their voices merging into a single mighty request. "Heal us, Lord. Transform us, use us as instruments for your divine will." Suddenly, the sigil pulsed wildly, and in a brilliant flash, a figure stepped into view, a radiant light taking form, ethereal and breathtaking. The room stilled, every heart pulling together as they noticed the angelic presence. Dressed in flowing robes, the figure exuded a warmth that felt like home, sweeping away every shadow, every doubt. "Fear not," the voice echoed like a gentle thunder, reverberating in their very souls. "You have awakened the essence of divine love. Each of your prayers has been heard. Healing shall flow among you." Anna's heart raced in exhilaration. What began as whispers of yearning had gathered strength, morphing into a force powerful enough to touch the heavens. She realized this moment was not merely for them. It was a message of unity, a declaration of divine promise to the awaiting world. Tears streamed down her face as she looked at Joseph, his innocent eyes sparkling with joy. "Mommy, who is that?" he exclaimed, pointing toward the glowing figure that seemed to shimmer like stardust. "That is an angel, my love," Anna replied, her voice trembling with awe, "a sign that our prayers are real and that we are seen." As the angel's gaze swept over them, a profound peace settled in Anna's heart. "You will carry this light into the world," the angel declared, "and through your faith and unity, miracles will unfold even beyond your imagination." With this blessing, the sigil ignited into an explosion of colors. Healing lights surged into the group, wrapping each person in divine energy that felt like a warm embrace. They were illuminated, each soul shining brightly, anointed with purpose. Laughter and tears of joy erupted as the villagers realized they were not just participants in a sacred act, they were the embodiment of God's promise, capacitating transformation through love and faith. Anna beamed as she looked around at the faces lit by divine light. The farmer, the teacher, the shopkeeper, all were radiant, united in this revelation. "Together we can spread this love," she cried, her spirit lifted. "Let us carry the miracles forth. We are instruments of His will." The pastor nodded, affirming her words. "Let us not tuck this moment away. The world is waiting for our light. Let us go forth and share the beauty of hope we have found today." As they stepped back into the brightening sunlight, the shadows melted away. They were no longer individuals burdened with fear, but a community ignited with purpose and love. The air hummed with possibility, and Anna felt the vibrant energy pulsing through each step they took forward, ready to embrace this divine mission. And in that transformative moment, as they came together as one, Anna knew. They were the living sigils of faith, ready to manifest divine love and healing, spreading hope to every corner of the world. Let the journey begin, but first, before you leave, this is the moment to show your support. You need to subscribe now to our channel, so you won't miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help others find this message of hope. Comment your reactions and let us know your testimonies about the ending. And don't wait even one more second to share this magical video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of divine love. Together, let us shine brightly in the world.